Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday, the 25th of February. Crazy how fast February has gone. It'll be March the next time we see you guys. So, not a whole lot going on this morning from a live stream perspective. Jeannie is in the middle of, is this No Place Like Home that she's doing, Michelle?
Yes, I believe that is, yep, that would be day one of No Place Like Home.
Yeah, so Jeannie is in the middle of her No Place Like Home event that is ongoing and is going on the next 2 days. So just keep that in mind for those of you who are calling for Jeannie, etc. It's not like she's responsible for all of it, but with the event, that does add in some challenge as far as her getting back to folks, etc. Good morning. Jeannie did want me to let people know that she cut a number of spring showers kits last night. So while we had told you all about the fact that we didn't get our complete order, she's gonna get the rest of those pretty quickly here. But they were shipping in kind of two orders rather than the one larger order as we had originally hoped. So we do have some additional kits here, and I think she'd reach out to folks if you were one of those that ended up needing to wait. A lot of you got shipping notification last night, so if we were boxing those up and sending them to you, all the ones that we had available to be shipped are going out today, either U.S. Postal or UPS. The majority of them are going out UPS. Interesting day of news yesterday. So, I talked a little bit about the fact that we were expecting our shipments from Brother on the scan and cuts. Those did arrive yesterday morning. And I believe I called everybody that I owed calls to about that. But if you were somebody that was waiting for a scan and cut and somehow you didn't hear from me yesterday, I have your scan and cut. I got 9, and I think I owed 5. So I've got 4 remaining scan and cuts, and I have others on order as well. The other news I got yesterday that I was actually quite surprised to hear about is several folks, because originally when I ordered our cutting tables from Unique, they had told us end of the month. Then Unique had a COVID outbreak and a handful of folks were not in their warehouse or their factory for a couple of weeks. It did sound like that was going to postpone the deliveries. I called yesterday to follow up to kind of say, hey, what's going on with that? Where are we? And they told me yesterday that they were actually shipping those out, that those were going to leave the warehouse as long as everything goes to plan on Sunday. Now, where I sit in their delivery schedule, I don't know yet. But I should have them probably the first half of next week. And just simply the sheer volume of the cabinets that we're getting. Like, I think we're getting like 11 or 12 cabinets. I'm going to pretty much need to get those delivered right away. So So those are pretty much going to go straight into the trailer, and I'm going to start delivering those as soon as I start seeing them. So expect a call from me next week, potentially as early as Monday, to just let you know, hey, I've got this product. It's coming. I need to get it delivered, and we can get that stuff out to you. We are, I think it's 2 weeks out from there, from our break. And that's going to have something to do with our question of the day today, because what we've been talking about is how do we manage our hours in the store. It's the reality. People just show up all the time. Like if we're here on Monday, people show up all day Monday too, even though we haven't been open on a Monday in a couple of years. But I think the way that we're going to manage that is going to be, having some drop off and pick up hours. And so just jumping right into our question of the day, the question I would have for you guys is how to best manage pickup and drop off hours on the week that we are gone. That said, I believe we're just going to be closed on Saturdays. We're normally shorthanded on Saturdays. Normally it's just Alex, me, and Jeannie. Given that Jeannie and I are gone, I think we'll just be open for pickup and drop off hours a couple of days a week, Tuesday through Friday. But over that 4 days, would you rather see morning pickup and drop off hours, afternoon pickup and drop off hours, or do you think it would make more sense for us to just stay closed maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, open Thursday and Friday for pickup and drop off hours or something like that? For those of you that are new to the stream, we do a giveaway on Friday. Kathy, the challenge with appointments is everybody wants to do whatever they want to do. I'm just going to have hours. So it's way too difficult to try to schedule appointments, especially if we're shorthanded that week. I think just we'll have Alex, Dax, and Max working to make sure that the service machines get out. But, we aren't going to have Jeannie or me here, so we're not going to be going through product arriving, etc. And if we do appointments, people just want to name the time of their appointment. I think we'll probably either just do morning, afternoon, or a couple of days. So curious to know what you ladies think would be kind of best for you as customers. So like I said, not a whole lot to talk about. I'm going to jump off here, but we are going to do a giveaway. I had a customer in the store, I believe it was Saturday of last week. And while she was here, she was asking me if I had access to the blades for surgical seam rippers. So that was a product that I hadn't heard of. I said something to Jeannie about it, and Jeannie was like, we have some of those. They are, and they're on the wall, but they're kind of disposable, and quite frankly, compared to what this customer was showing me, they were really somewhat flimsy. The product, though, looked really interesting to me. And it was funny because there were a handful of ladies here when she was asking me about these replacement blades. And so as I began to look at her product and then look to see if any of my suppliers might have the replacement blades, I realized that Femore sold such a blade. So these things really do kind of look like surgical instruments. And so it's essentially a scalpel with a removable blade. several of the folks that that were in the store at the time hadn't seen such a product and were pretty excited about the idea of the product. We love the Fomore product. They are, I always joke that they're surgical instruments. I've actually seen a number of customers have come in and shown me their cuts from their scissors. They're beautiful products. And this particular customer that was asking about the blades essentially was saying, I can't find the blades. Fomore had the blades. So I bought replacement blades for her, but I also bought a number of these surgical seam rippers. And you know, because what she said very much made sense to me, which is, you know, for anybody who's sewing a lot, especially seamstresses, you're ripping a lot of seams, and this is really the only product that doesn't constantly need to be replaced. Like traditional seam rippers get dull. There's no way to really sharpen them. And she's like, this way you're not just throwing out the entire seam ripper every time. And because Jeannie had showed me what we had in the store and it didn't have that replaceable blade. So long story short, every Friday our store does a giveaway. We ask a question. It's something that helps us figure out you know, what we have that can sell. If the product is popular, then we're going to do them as a daily deal. I think we only bought 3 or 4 to see how people, and it's funny because now I'm like, we should have just bought a ton of them and done them as a daily deal. But you can just replace the blade when the blade is dull. The blade is surgically sharp. Looking at the replacement blades, they are literally surgical replacement blades. And so we will do these as a daily deal. But for the Friday giveaway, I'm going to give away one of these seam rippers. Now, I ordered them on Tuesday. I haven't gotten them yet. So whoever wins on this following Tuesday may need to wait a couple of days until we actually get the product. But that is our giveaway for the day, will be one of these surgical seam rippers. And just given, like I said, the response regarding those seam rippers is such that I'm going to mention to Jeannie that we just need to buy a bunch of them and run them as a daily deal. Because like I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that totally makes sense. Like for anybody that does any kind of seam ripping, totally makes sense. I love the idea that the handle's not thrown away, that you're only throwing the blade away. And as I mentioned, the gals that were here, because I was like, I've never seen that before. And the gals that were here kind of walked over and looked at what this woman was showing me and were like, yeah, I would totally want one of those. So we'll order more. So long story short, that is the question of the day, is what would you ladies like to see for those days? We're trying to keep it easy on the guys because I know folks will just show up and go to the service entrance anyways. But I think what we'll likely do is just post hours, maybe 2 days that week, or post maybe 2 hours each day for pickup and drop off, as we don't want to overwhelm anybody. So that's the question for the day. It'll be up over the weekend. If there's anybody that new that's on the stream, what we do is a random comment picker on Tuesday, and we pick 2 comments actually. If the first person that the comment picker picks up on answers the question that we've asked, you get the grand prize, which at this point will be that seam ripper. Our other prize, and it was funny because Jeannie was like, you go pick what you want. And so the other prize is actually going to be my favorite pair of tweezers, which is the 4.5-inch angled precision tweezer from Fomore. And it's funny, I think you ladies, anybody who's watched us a long time, have kind of heard that I actually use the Fomore product in my personal grooming routine. But these have quickly become my favorite tweezer. They are precision tips. So they're angled and the tip actually meets. Other precision precision. Oh God, I can't say it. Precision tip tweezers. What happens is the tips will bend because it comes to a sharp point. So the femores are a little beefier in that tip. One side is a little beefier than the other side too, in the way that they make the tweezer. So they're significantly less likely to bend. And I'm a guy who spends a lot of time outside. I'm also the guy that, like, my kids are like, hey, I've got a splinter, or and so these, you can actually see what you're doing when you're using the tweezer. So unlike a traditional tweezer, I mean, I'm talking about them like they're not a sewing tool, but unlike a precision tweezer where you're basically covering what you're grabbing, you can totally see what you're grabbing with these. And I've had mine for a couple of years, like right after they first came out. I use them in service too. You guys will see me if you've come in and I'm trying to grab something out of your machine or something like that. They sit in my little tool bag behind the front desk. But I immediately gave a pair to each one of my techs. And then I took a couple pairs home. One sits in my kid's bathroom, one sits in mine, because, I mean, like, they're tweezers too. So when we need tweezers, they're great. So long story short, the grand prize will be the surgical seam ripper. We will do a daily deal on those, and I'm going to talk to Jeannie, because the woman that was here was like, I can't find the blades anywhere. Everybody's sold out. Femore had like 26 of them. So I'm actually going to log in and put them in our cart right now. But the grand prize will be that precision, the surgical seam ripper. And then the follow-up prize will be the angled tweezer. So for those of you that are new, if you are out of state, you still get it. We just ask that you pay the actual shipping. Crack up when Jeannie comments on your personal grooming routine. So the funny thing is, the two things that become part of my personal grooming routine were these and the precision snips are really, really, really sharp. And so the funny thing about that was, and this goes back almost 2 years, I commented on those snips and what I like them for my beard, my nose, like my ears. I'm getting older, got hair coming all out of weird places. But I basically was like, yeah, I like those snips for that reason. They're sharp and they're curved and I can avoid and they work and blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, we were like curbside for much of that period of time, but we sold a ton of those snips. And then we've had a ton of folks come in and that have talked to me about it and been like, yeah, you're not lying. These things are amazing. So yeah, that's that. So maybe what we'll do, just hearing what people say about these tweezers, is I will mention to Jeannie that we'll do some Femore daily deals. And we'll get those going for you. Maybe what we'll do is the tweezers and the surgical seam rippers. So in any case, that's it from me today. Have a great day. Make something awesome. We will see you on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend. It looks like it's going to be almost summer again next week. Cry. Tears. I wish it would keep snowing so I could actually go ski. But have a great day. We'll look for your comments next Tuesday. And enjoy your weekend. And enjoy the No Place Like Home event.